Hey everyone, it's Richard Payne here from Keller Williams Select Realty and Halifax Homes and Lifestyle, and it's the start of a glorious day out here in Fall River where I live. So I figured, why not sit outside and enjoy a cup of tea for the morning and give you guys some information on the real estate stats as to what actually went on and what went down, what were the results for July. Because we've been saying all along it's been a really good year in Halifax, and looking at the stats, it's going through a little bit of a change. Now, I think some of this could be down to the fact that July is traditionally in the Halifax area basically a bit of a breather for the market. The kids are out of school, everyone's thinking about going on vacation, there's camps to go in, a whole raft of stuff, there's pools to go and play in, and everything else that goes with it. So I think that's what's really happened in July, is the whole thing's taken a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a slowdown. But here's the real numbers. So average selling price, $312,000, with a list to sell of just under 97%, 96.9%. Days on market for the whole of HRM, 62 days. So just a little bit over 3 months. So things are moving fairly quickly. 501 houses sold, 2,399, let's call it 2,400, active, and it gives us a 73% sale to new listing ratio. So 100 homes come on, 73 of those homes actually sold. Not necessarily the ones that are new, but there's probably a mix in there as well. Now, when we look at the months of inventory, 4.8 months, so we're creeping up a little bit. We've been kind of down in the 4s for the last 2 months. July went up to about 4.8. I'll still take that, trust me, 4.8 is still a good market. We're still sellers, but getting closer to the balanced of 5 months to 7 months is balanced market. Now, when we look at the average price, we're actually down 2% on last month's average price, but we're more or less the same on July last year. And that's the key thing is, yes, you know, the listing price was $322 average, with the last selling price was $312,000 average for the whole of HRM. But, you know, I'm looking at a couple of key markets as well. You look at Halifax South, 3 homes over $1 million, and one of those was over $2 million of properties that actually sold in Southend in July. So we've seen a lot of big properties that are selling at fairly high prices. But, you know, you kind of look at the top 3 selling markets, which, as usual, guess what? Bedford number 1, Timberley, Prospect, St Margaret's Bay, Upper Tantallon, all basically number 2, and then Sackville number 3. So again, Bedford, trophy houses, Upper Tantallon, trade up houses, Sackville, starter market. It's the kind of 3 markets that drive everything in terms of what they sold. Now, when we look at the volume compared to last month in terms of what we were sold, we're definitely down on last month at 500. It was about 600 last month, so we're down about 100 houses. So let's look at the top markets. Bedford has 4 months of inventory on the market with an average price of $434,000. So a little bit of new, a little bit of resale going on in that area. When we look at Upper Tantallon, Timberley area, 5.5 months of inventory, so moving back into the balanced market. 134 days on average though there, and a $294,000 average price. So houses are staying on the market longer in that area, but I think that's also due to the fact that they're further away from the main area of Halifax, and therefore you're going to get that kind of transition where it takes a little bit longer to sell. And then we go down to Sackville, 55 days on market, 4.1 months. Starter market moving fairly quickly with a $245,000 average price. So those are the 3 markets. Now, when we look at some of the other ones, so let's look at Kingswood, 5.1 months of inventory. Fall River, here we are, sat outside in Fall River. We've got 6.7 months of inventory, which is still a good number for our area. Clayton Park, Rockingham Fairmount, 5.6 months. Spryfield, up over 8 months of inventory there, and then 7.5 months for Armdale, Purcell's Cove area. Now, all of those are the bigger markets out here in Halifax that are driving that 4.8 months. So that's basically what's going on. Now, yes, there's a lot of specifics that we could go into here, and if you want specifics, then by all means, between me, Steve and Caitlin, the team now of Halifax Homes and Lifestyle, we've certainly got all the information that you could ever want to actually get down and into the detail of your area, because we're coming into August, late August, and coming into September is going to see another jump in sales and more properties coming on, because people are starting to think now about what I want to get in for Christmas. Kids go back to school, everything returns back to normal. So that's really what's going on. Now, we'll give you a snapshot as well as to some of the details that are going on. But if you have any questions at all, get hold of us on 902-489-1804. Text me, call me on that one, or you got email richard@richardpayne.ca, and of course the website richardpayne.ca. tons of information on there about the neighborhoods and the stats and all of that good stuff, as well as every listing on the market if you need to go shopping and try and find that new home. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, just shoot us an email, give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to help you out.